welcome to the expert desk for the final match of the evening. We've had a long day, and this marks our 12th best of 3. But we are not over yet. We will complete this one, and it's going to be an entertaining one, that's for sure. Rotterdam. Nathanius, Fenner, Rotterdam, back to you, because I want to ask you this question. Are you ready for another chapter of the great book of Protoss builds?
I'm always ready for some great Protoss builds. I'm just not sure if they would be in my book of Protoss builds. And
well, you have this book at home.
Well, I'm different, man. I'm not that extreme, you know. I feel like you have medium hard, and then you got extreme, and he's extreme levels of Protoss madness. I have really no idea what to predict. In PvT, it's a little harder to be as crazy as he was in the PvP builds. Sending your first probe across the map in PvT is really not a smart thing to do. So I don't think he's going to do that. But I do think we're going to see a proxy or two here and there. Probably strong 2-base attacks. Bunny's going to have to be very, very cautious going into this series.
This does mark his first match against Terran as well.
Yeah,
that is.
Yeah. Well, actually, I had a look into his VODs, and I found a little game from him against Terran, and I think Rotterdam overestimates him going up to 2-base. The game I saw, Proxy Oracle, and then Void Rays, 3 gates, all on 1 base.
Maximus Black.
Maximus Black.
That is just literally Maximus Black, and I actually I can see that happen.
Yeah. All right. Let's talk a little bit about Bunny then. Talk a bit about Haz. Now let's focus on the player. Bunny. Okay. No, let's go over to Haz. Let's talk about Haz.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. We can do whatever we want. We can talk about Bunny if you want to. You want to go back to Bunny? Which way you want to go, Ron?
Let's go back to Bunny.
You want to go back to Bunny? Okay, let's talk about Bunny. All right.
I mean, I was just ready to go back to the great book of Protoss build.
No. Let's talk about Bunny. We'll go back to that in a second. Bunny, how does he dodge all these bullets? This has been, in Terran versus Protoss, Nathanius, I would like to say a bit of a problem over the last year or so of how to dodge all these things. If you think about Terran players who have complained against Protoss, there are so many different openings that Protoss can do. How do you defend against all of them? How do you scout all of them, Nathanius? How is Bunny going to approach playing against Haz?
It's very simple. You send an SCV out after you start your gas, then you have your SCV check if there's a proxy. If you haven't been completely fooled by what your SCV sees, then the Reaper can just check around the map for whatever else they may be hiding on the map. But I think the biggest mistake that Bunny could make is probably the same one that Welmu did when I think about maps like Vonnie Research Station, because he checked all the normal places for proxies. The last place he's going to put a proxy is where you'd scout for one. I would check right outside. He's just like, oh, well, maybe he's hiding it behind the third base. And they're like, no, you better check in your main. You check next to your main command center, man. He's going to have that gateway hidden in the shadow of your main base. He's that cheesy.
The thing about him being so cheesy, though, is what Nathaniel said is he knows all the normal spots for proxies. So he finds the sneaky ones. That's how good he is at cheesing.
That's exactly what he just said.
Yeah.
It's truth, man.
It is truth. So are we 100% on the line that this is what Haz is going to do?
Yes.
Yes, we've got 2 yeses, Roddy.
Yeah, it would be silly to disagree.
The question is he going to go up to 2-base?
Yeah, I do think he's going to go for 2 bases. He's most likely going to go for some sort of build that will deal some sort of economic damage, that's then going to put him very far ahead, and then he's going to finish on Colossus timing, Blink Stalkers whatsoever. There's no way that he's going to open up 1 gateway, fast expand Nexus, and then close 3 observers, and then goes up to 3 gateways, and then goes Colossus, and then takes his 3rd base. He's just not going to do that.
Here are the maps. Expedition Loss, Vonnie Research Station, and Catalina.
Proxy Stargate, Blink Stalker all in. It's a joke.
With a little bit of seriousness in that.
I think that's going to happen.
That wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. I think Expedition Lost might even be like a proxy gate type map. Or like a proxy robo facility, bust down the rocks and go between the 2 bases.
Yeah.
If it wouldn't surprise me. I don't expect to see him build whatever he uses to win the game in his base.
If Haz eliminates Bunny, who has been, before the season started, a person that people have looked at to contend for the title, can we label him as the villain of WCS? Is that fair to say?
I think that is fair to say. Just to talk a little bit more serious about the game, just like a tiny bit. I think if there's one mistake that Bunny can make is playing too standard, like he would play against the standard Protoss. I don't recommend him to go for a Reaper into Fast Expand and then a Mind Drop, which normally is a strong build, but most of Haas's build, they will probably be capable of dealing with that. And of course, the weakness of a build like that is if you don't do any economic damage, the counterattack of 3 or 4 gateways can be devastating already. And Haas is the type of player who knows those timings. So if I was Bunny, I would open up 2 Rex every single game. You know, 1 Rex commence in, that's fine, but then I would always get Rex number 2. And if not, I would always get a super quick bunker and make sure I have SCVs ready. Like, don't play the way you will normally play against a player that's like macro oriented, because these guys, they know like these very small windows where if they don't take any economic damage from whatever you throw at them, they will counterattack and they will win immediately. So make sure you have units all the time.
Thank you very much, Rotterdam, Nathanius, and Fenner. It's time to go over to the casting team for the very last game of the evening. How is this going to shape up? Nobody really knows, but let's find out what the commentary team thinks.
Let's indeed, Apollo. Thank you very much as we find ourselves in the final series of the day. And this is going to be an interesting one. Bunny is going to have to be on lockdown. He's going to have to make at least 12 bunkers per base to make sure he's not going to take any damage. Todd, does Haas have that je ne sais quoi that he's going to need?
Really no idea how that sentence fits in there, but I'm going to go for yes. You know, when Roddy calls for proxy Stargate, you need to respect his prediction because it usually happens. Sometimes he makes the weirdest prediction and they end up coming true. So he said proxy Stargate, Blink Stalker. We'll see if that's the case here. The thing is, in terms of strong proxies on this map, Nathanias actually mentioned a very, very strong one that I think you can go for, which is the proxy robo with, you know, the knock-knock at the back door.
Oh yeah, the knock-knock. Oh, I forgot about that one. All right, final series of the day. Get pumped, WCS here for day number 2. And what a surprise as we now get into game number 1 here, spawning to the bottom left-hand corner as our blue Terran representing Team Liquid. It is Bunny.
The French casters are losing their mind.
And up to the top right-hand corner, but kind of not here at the same time as our red Protoss. Oh! It is your Flash Wolves. Haas! Haas!
Hello! How are you doing? What are you doing in my base?
This has gone all wrong. Abort mission.
I mean, everything's going according to plan right now for Haas. No, of course he's not going to abort. A normal player will abort. That's why he's going to stay. That's why he's going to go for a gateway. And that's why he's still proxying.
Oh, Haas, I love you. I actually want to say this on the desk, but ladies and gentlemen, before we even get into this, I love you, Haas. I declare my devotion to you. You are brilliant. You are fantastic. Gateway and base. All right, let's go. It's almost in the shadow of the command center, as Nathan Ashley said.
I really don't see how this is going to work, but Haas probably does. Haas has this worked out. Bunny right now, his plan is going to be to get a Marine out, to get a bunker near his mineral line and barracks to cover them, and make sure, you know, he doesn't lose any SCVs. The thing is, Haas behind this, he's already going for the gas. He's going to be going for a core, and in which case, right now, if you don't get a gas here as Bunny, you're not going to be able to go into anything like Mulder, so you're only going to rely on Marines and SCVs, which usually should be enough. But against somebody like Haas, is it ever enough, Kailaris?
No, not really. It's time to lose it, guys. It's time to get freaky, because in the end, the Zealots are all the way they're being incredibly stood out, but he's already going to have Marines there to be able to deal with it, so as long as he sort of steps back. I'm surprised he didn't make a bunker, actually, during all of this, to be honest with you. That would have helped out quite considerably against this Zealot-only attack that's going to be coming for a little while.
Yes, he wants to rely just on Marines and SCVs with like some good micro, it might be possible. Behind this, the core started. Now 3 walkers on the gas here for Haas.
Good micro. Oop, losing that SCV. And continues to pull off just a few SCVs to buffer for that 1 Marine that he has available to him, and now he finishes up the second barracks.
He actually injured quite a few of those SCVs with the probe. Could have gone in for the kill, but chooses to preserve his Zealot alive. Now there's soon going to be enough Marines to deal with these Zealots quite easily, especially since he's just 2. Behind his Haas. What follow-up all-in is he gonna transition into, because he sure as hell isn't going to macro from there.
Apollo just saw the game. He just came in briefly, and now he's like, what's going on? All right, well, yeah, 3 Marines are going to be able to fend this off quite easily. That being said, there is a Stalker on the way.
Oh, if he can get the pylon before, the Zealots are going to cover here a little bit.
Going to be difficult, going to be difficult, going to be difficult. That's about to pop, and it will get out in time. So 2 Zealots as well as a Stalker do actually work out well against Marines, but the small Marines actually about to pop.
I can't believe he's actually killing this many Marines here. Has
doing okay.
He had not anticipated for this gateway to...
It's supply blocked.
Yeah, like get unpowered like this and be supply block behind. Going for the second gas. He's gonna go for the follow-up Stargate.
Oh,
of course he is.
Oh, yes.
That's the regular follow-up for this kind of cheese. Of course he's gonna go for the Stargate.
Good job, buddy. Here we go, boys. All right. I actually, again, as I said at the beginning of this game, I love Haas. He is brilliant.
I mean, Bunny from here... He would love to be able to know, like to go for a scout, to know exactly what's up, but he doesn't. So he starts a command center. He kind of turns on, you know, his automatism from what you would do in a normal situation here after having held an all-in like this. The thing is, he has no plan to slow down with this.
Does
He's
he
just
have
gonna get
different
oracles.
plans?
Yeah, I was trying to avoid that word, but
I'm
then
sorry,
I figured
man.
that I was stuck. So with warp gates already this close to finishing, he could even... I've seen Haz against Terran. He played this one show match against MVP, in which for 5 or 6 games in a row, he went for a proxy Stargate, 2 oracles into 3 Void Race and 4 gates on 1 base.
Yes.
And he busted MVP and he actually won like 4-2.
Are we actually going to see that again, maybe?
I think he's not going to expand, let's be honest. At this point, I'm not even going to hint that he may expand at all. He's going to go for oracles. He's going to go, I'm pretty sure, for Void Race, additional gates, and all in once again, wave after wave. He's not going to slow down. He's never going to slow down. Bunny, not really having any idea. He's going to send an SCV through the bottom right-hand side to try and spot what's up. But there is a Stalker back at home for Haz. If he catches this SCV, denies scouting.
Well, here comes the Oracle. He's going to get himself a few SCVs already. Gets himself 4. The Void Ray is in production,
Of course.
Todd.
I mean,
the Void Ray.
It's unavoidable.
Haas is the best thing to happen to this group.
Is he even going to proxy the gateways? Because with this, you're supposed to get additional gateways. Now he's actually making them back at home.
And there's a bunker going down as well at the front in a more conventional location. But he could just start working on the rocks at the back, actually.
That's a good bit of info here for Bunny if he gets in the main and sees the gateways. But the thing is, he might think there is a gold base tech in the middle of the map. You need to check everything against Haz.
Yeah, you do. That SCV saves itself by jumping into the bunker just barely there. He's at 21 workers against 23. 2 extra gateways are being planted here, Todd. And we are going to see this one base come to fruition with Void Rays and power of gateways.
I'm really worried for Bunny. I mean...
Yeah, it's a deadly attack.
Yeah, Steam Pack didn't start, Combat Shield didn't start either. There is only 1 bunker. He has an eBay now, but he's, I really don't think that he's going to be able to realize what's coming here and what's about to hit him. Right now, all Bunny sees is that there is no... Oh, he's taking Blink! He's getting a tank!
Uh-oh.
I mean, as much as a tank could help against a bunch of Stalkers and units on the ground, this is not what you need against Void Ray, Skylar's.
Oh, and he does see the back rocks and he sees the beams. Sees the beams. All right, he's going to pull that back and try and regroup a little bit. Still has the tank in production. Bunker's going to go down.
He needs Widow Mines.
Yeah.
Widow Mines would be much better here.
Very useful. Very, very useful. But he will be making them one at a time from this barracks. And then he loses a few SCVs there again. 23 to 23, though. He's still kind of even. The Oracle needs to do more damage. He's going to stick around with this army. Maybe kill off a few of the Marines when it goes in.
The thing about this is that rather than going for Zealots and, you know, sentries to tank a lot of damage while the Void Rays do the actual damage for his army, he gets a lot of Stalkers, so he can actually step in there, snipe, you know, bunkers, tanks, anything he wants to kill. And those Marines, they're going to die so quickly. Bunny does have a lot of units, but I mean, this is still looking very scary here. He's just the king of those builds and cheeses.
Yeah, he is. Do you recall, we saw a very, very long time MC actually throw in a Void Ray all-in on Aklon way so long ago, but it can continue going for a long, long time because it has so much firepower. Void Rays are going to bring down these buildings quickly. Bunkers are not very useful against this kind of Void Ray assault. You need a lot of them if you're going to bail it. And he gets the command center. Good pickup here to start things off for Haas.
There's actually no, you know, long-term plan here for Haz. I think when you go for this kind of build, it's very hard to transition out of. But he's still making probes and he's going for Twilight?
What is happening? Oh, no, wait. The blink is actually a good idea, right? Surely the blink is a good idea here.
The thing is, Bunny's going for some tanks already, you know, that are good against blink, but... I guess Haz can go for like some kind of eternal lockdown if he went for Blink.
Exactly.
We've seen San do that.
Yes. it's quite powerful. There's going to be a 5th Void Ray in production now. The Void Rays are just going to fly in, try and pick off this tank, which is
Steam pack is done.
He's going to kill the tank. He just gets himself a tank and walks on back.
Flies away.
Flies on back. Well, all right.
Steam pack is done. Remember, Has needs to be careful here.
Yeah, very. The Marines.
He hasn't started Blink. He's being a little bit sloppy here with the macro, but...
having a difficult time combating these Void Rays in this location.
A 5th Void Ray is on the way.
Yeah.
I mean, that Viking is going to have a field day.
Yeah.
21 SCVs to 27 probes.
Blink never started. Another Void Rays in production.
It's so funny how there is a Marine on the natural of Has, which is like Bunny must be looking there sometimes. He's like, oh my god, like this is never gonna I hate you. I just hate you.
This is actually really threatening. I mean, for Bunny, who comes into the round of 16 as one of the big favorites for a lot of people looking at this, and now Has playing as dangerously as he has been doing all this time and is now going up against Bunny. You're right, Bunny has got to be hating life at the moment, but he will pick up one of the Void Rays, gonna lose another one here, so really good chase down, gets another one. A really good defense here by Bunny so far, that killing off a lot of expensive units.
Has, though, he whopped in some units down the ramp. I think ideally he was hoping that Bunny would move down that ramp, in which case he would have been able to crush whatever was coming down. But now at this point, he knows that there are turrets. Dark Shrine is definitely not an option. He's lost some of his very important Void Rays.
Is he going home?
This is starting to look very good for Bunny here. I mean, this is not going to bust Bunny anymore.
No.
Now it's time to go into wave number 3 of the All-In. A gold base, a lot of gateways, and charge.
All right.
A gold base will be the only way here for him to, you know, go into an expansion.
Are you sure he's even going to do that? I think he's just going to go lots of zealots with charge.
I think he's going to fake, maybe start a Nexus, wait for Bunny to attack, cancel the Nexus, get extra zealots.
I like how we're theorycrafting here when it's very difficult to predict him. That being said, you did predict
that's
the
why
Void
I'm predicting the most ridiculous things.
Yeah, exactly. Well, again, the Void Ray thing did happen thanks to your previous knowledge of some of these games.
He's going to kill the 3 pylons here.
Ooh.
This is looking really good for Bunny here.
Oh, doesn't see those. Oh, wait, I think he saw a pylon on the left. Yeah, thanks to the medevac.
He doesn't notice right now, but he should. Here, Bunny is going to move across the map, and he's the one who's going to be doing an eternal lockdown here at this point.
Yeah.
With Charge, though. Charge is really, really good against, you know, Marines like this. But the thing is, he has combat shield. He has Steam Pack. He's going to have at least 1 medevac.
He walked them in to go aggressive.
Of course he did. Bunny's leaving his base.
Yeah, that's true. So he could get himself a few workers here. There's only 2 Marines, actually, to hold
Bunny,
on
don't do it.
This.
Don't move up that ramp. He can actually siege down there and kill all of these gateways. This is great. Bunny is not going to take any big risks. Back at home, he's defending with just SCVs, some Marine, and the medevac right now. Yeah, he lost 7 SCVs.
Really thinking on his feet here as Bunny, as he brings the aggression back to Has, trying to kill off exactly what he's going to have to do. But at the same time, Templar archives?
On one base.
Todd, help.
Oh, that Viking needs to be very careful. It's the only unit that he has here that can spot on the high ground. Actually, he has a medevac as well, but that will die very quickly from these Void Rays.
This is the ultimate test. This is really the ultimate test. We now see Templar Archives on one base. The Void Rays are going to get the Viking. But one Viking or Void Ray even will fall for its troubles. That's still a lot of Marines.
Yeah. And Has is down to a very few probes. I don't think Bunny is going to leave this position anytime soon. Even drop some of the Marines on the high ground. Bunny is in a great position here, unless he completely messes up. Well, actually, he probably will still win, but with Has, you never know.
He is caught between a rock and a hard place, and that hard place is a couple of siege tanks and some Marines on this left-hand side that are causing him some issues. But here come the charged zealots. They're not really charging up against the whole
Oracle.
lot. They've been completely sacrificed.
The Oracle across the map is not being moved by Has. He's going to try to get away. Oh my god, if Bunny had been looking.
Yeah, but he's losing so much of his army here. There's so many Marines left available here to Bunny, who has brought the aggression back to Has's side of the map, and he will be able to kill off the remaining forces here. That one Void Ray is actually doing all right, and if all these Marines die, then he could actually get some of the siege tanks. They're going to all die if that Void Ray stays alive. What on earth is going on? He's got 17 kills. These 3 siege tanks are going to die, but he's got very little economy left over. 12 workers to 15. The reinforcement Marines are on the way.
There's going to be enough. There's going to be enough for Bunny no matter what. He saved the tanks, boosts away with the medevac here, and I mean the Oracle's going to overextend his stay.
There you go, GG. Game number 1 goes to Bunny. I have lost my mind.
It's so funny to see you at loss for words. Because you're the play-by-play guy and you don't even know what to say.
I have sold my soul to the devil. I am now, I am Haas. It's brilliant to watch. It's insane. It's crazy. It's mind-blowing. And Bunny somehow found a way out of that situation through patience, sheer patience, it looked like, and able to deal with that. Wow. What do you want to say, Todd? What do you want to say?
I love StarCraft. That's what I want to say. And I love Haas. He definitely has some nice builds in here, but you know...
Right now, he's my MVP of the round
He
of
got
16.
a little bit overeager with his Void Race, and that cost him the game. When you lose 3 Void Race like this, just getting a few units here and there, usually you're not going to win after that. Like, I know he's has and he's made magic happen, but it's difficult to recover from.
What is he going to bake up in Game 2? It's going to be Varney Research Station here. Todd, what is he going to bring?
I mean, Roddy called it, like, not quite the proxy gateway, but he said proxy Stargate, and it happened. So I'm going to say proxy Stargate again.
Okay, all right.
Probably with a proxy gateway before that.
Yeah?
You know, to spice things up a little bit, a little
flair. I mean, just cannon rush the Terran, whatever. It's at this point, he's done everything else. All right, let's get into things. Game number 2, Varney Research Station will be our map. At the moment, Bunny leads 1-0. Patience and fortitude were the things he required in that first game to be victorious. And now we get into game number 2. Spawning up to the north, it is the winner of our previous game, representing Team Liquid in the blue. It is Bunny. And down to the south, it is our red Protoss. He is representing your Flash Wolves. It's Haas.
What does he have for us in store here today? No proxy gateway. Well, I guess that's a good start, you know, to open things up here on Varney Research Station. Does he finally go for that, you know, non-cheese and big macro game? Actually, you know, not only could do that, but he could even like push it far and take the gold base. Remember, Haas is the one that takes gold base as a natural, even against Zerg.
Isn't that technically the cheesiest thing that Haas could do? Play a macro game at this
first
point?
on the gold base is probably the cheesiest thing.
Yeah, okay, yeah, you're right.
And Bunny's like at home with bunkers and stuff.
I like how he's checking his main base.
He's afraid of, you know, possibly getting a little taste of his own medicine here.
I love it. All right, okay. So, gateway is going to be on the way. I need to draw it back in. Let's calm down a little. Assimilator going down as well. He is scouting out with the probe. Wait. No, he's not scouting out with the probe. Oh.
Of course he's not.
Oh.
Every time he sends a probe like this, I was about to say he's scouting out, but he sent it in a corner. And usually, you know, you saw Stargates being proxied. Roddy is like the king of predictions. When it comes down to cheese, he's better than French people at it.
It could still be a robo facility.
No. This is a Stargate, okay? Roddy has...
All right, okay.
Roddy has called a Stargate. It's going to be a Stargate.
The stars have aligned, and Roddy has called it. All right, okay then. Well, the Reaper is going to be on the way. This pylon, the probe's going...
This is like...
What? He's fooling him to think he's like scouting.
This is more than like just a proxy too. Like it's so close. Like it's right outside. It's so funny. Like Nathanias, he even say like, you know, look in your base in the shadows of your base. Well, actually, it's like it's
pretty much
right outside the shadows of your natural. But right now, the probe's going elsewhere.
He's not even using it. He's not even gonna. Like, I guess maybe he'll use it later on for warpins. But right now, it's just a.
Whoa!
It's just a tool to fool him.
Oh my God! It keeps happening.
What is going on?
Haas might be playing to his image here, you know? Bunny's caught in no pylon inside of the main, and he's like on panic right now. He's going to be checking the entire map. So Haas from
why there?
If he just goes in, why there? Because the Terran wouldn't look for it there, and he didn't find it. Yeah. If he goes into a Nexus here and goes into a more regular game, he's going to be in an okay position. The thing is, Bunny, it's not like, you know, he's worried right now, but not finding any proxies. He's not going to go into full defense mode with like turrets, bunkers. He's still getting a CC, he's still getting factory. So it's going to be okay.
Yeah. A Nexus has gone down for Haas. I'll repeat that. A Nexus has gone down for Haas. The probe will end up dying. No, not the gold, but there it is. It is there. So that is not a figment of our imaginations. You can't hallucinate buildings. He doesn't have a sentry. So this Reaper is
getting a sentry, actually, which is funny. Yeah. You don't really do that against Terran.
Yeah.
Maybe it's time to proxy the Stargate, fly in the hallucinated Oracle,
Oh,
and
no.
then send in the real one,
Oh,
Kailaris.
Yeah, maybe. Well, this Reaper is going to scout out every inch apart from up to the top where that pylon actually is. And what's actually moving across the map? Is it a Stalker? It is the Stalker.
Yeah. Getting a Robo here. This is the last thing you would expect from Haz, especially in his base.
Yeah. I mean, the Reaper could easily spot that Nexus if it actually goes in and goes.
Here I was
What
saying
is
that Bunny's not going to panic and make bunkers. And look at this.
the most defensive bunker next to his command center, making sure he's not going to get anything happen. Well,
Only Haz would ever achieve something like that. Like
Reaper
getting
spots it.
Bunny to make a bunker like this.
yeah. Nobody else. We pegged it right when not only, like, he is the most dangerous player in the round of 16. 100%
Oh.
sure. Oh, dear me. Wow. Okay, so that died pretty quickly. I wasn't expecting this round.
Pretty cool surround, but Bunny did see the 3 gateways and the Robo, so
Yeah.
everything's everything's going according to plan, he should be expecting this Oracle to hit in about 30 seconds. It's so funny how it has, you know, like you see the Robo, you're like, oh yeah, it's definitely Oracle. Definitely. I remember Morrow talking about this one day. He was like, when you see a Twilight, usually an Oracle's gonna fly in. When you see Robo, an Oracle's gonna fly in. Well, when there is a Stargate, obviously an Oracle's gonna fly in and kill USCVs. No matter what, Kailaris, you need to be worried. This is fun. I kind of want to, you know, Haz is my hero. I kind of want to copy his style.
Well,
Yes? Are you okay, Kailaris? Gonna chase down some Marines here. What are they doing here? He's like looking for more proxies. Sacrificing a few, and he's look at his SCVs. Full paranoid mode, red alert. And a Twilight's gonna be made behind it. So I don't think you go into a Twilight and a Dark Shrine from here
yeah.
as Protoss. Why do I keep on trying to make predictions?
Well, here come the Widow
Another
Mines.
charge. Oh, it's not looking.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
10
10
probes.
workers! 10 workers go down! And then he throws down the fort and overcharge after! Oh no! Well, here come the Stalkers. They're going to put on some pressure at the front and get themselves a supply depot at least and try and do something from that point on.
Yeah, he's trying to hold on back, and on Bunny should be able to defend comfortably past, you know, losing this few depot, which is definitely okay. And Dark Shrine, well, guess what? I said you couldn't go Dark Shrine from there. Guess what is it? What it does? Are you all right, Kailaris? It's Dark Shrine and the War Prism. He's gonna DT drop. Is there an eBay? I don't think. Does he have an eBay? Oh yeah, he does have an eBay. So Bunny should be okay, as long as, you know, he doesn't have all of his scans. Stop it! Like with an eBay here, as long as he has enough scans, you know, to defend the first wave of DTs, he's gonna be all right. He's getting blink behind it too, so it's... Are you okay?
I'm good. All right. We're back. So...
Here we go. There is turrets on the way, Kailaris. Oh my god, they're gonna finish on time. Oh my god, this is just like
All right.
absolute disaster.
Yeah, the Dark Templars are going to get cleaned up here. Good scan in the main base. We'll be able to bring this one down as well. A little bit of friendly fire there. 15 workers have been killed off. So at least Bunny, now, has cleaned up.
15 SCVs have been killed though, which brings him to a total of 48 walkers to 42.
All right. So Bunny's going to go on the counter-offensive. trying to make something happen from this point on. And Immortals are on the way, at least. So he will have a few units here to be able to clean this up and try and hold off against it. There are some Stalkers actually positioned there, but he's going to lose a Mothership Core, which does take away the potential for Photon Overcharge to try and deal with this. And Bunny continuing to put on the pressure from here on out is really, really going to rein this in home. He knows he's very, very confident with this Marine push that he's got available to him. He's going to have to pick up, though. The blink forwards from Haas brings down one of the medevacs with so many units in. And that is a good pickup there for Haas, a good pickup.
Yeah, he needs to remake the Mothership Core here. If he wants to, you know...
+2 weapons is on the way. +2 weapons is on the way now. And what does he really have available to him? He has 2 Immortals. He has 8 Stalkers, 3 Sentries. A few Zealots are going to be warping in here, but Bunny's really hit his stride with his macro. As much as he did take a lot of worker kills beforehand, with about 15 actually going down, he still has so much power behind this. I mean, so much power.
Has from this point on, like, he needs a miracle at this point to win. This is going to be a 2-0, unless I don't even know what has to happen here for him to win. Like, with this much supply difference, we have 79 to 50 army supply.
Well, he's going to have to defend the top of his base here.
+2 and charge on the way, which is a bit weird actually. Usually you get armor with this. I mean, the Templar Archive, if he could buy enough time to reach Storm, Haas could actually win this. He's actually doing a very good, like, positioning the army like this, force filling the ramp and keeping the Stalkers to blink and snipe the Medivacs. If they were to drop, this is one of the better things they can do. I'm actually surprised that Bunny's not flying to the 3rd yet. I guess he's morphing the 3rd orbital right now, but as soon as he takes the 3rd, he's going to have so much more economy. What's going to be very important here is for Bunny not to lose patience. If he starts losing patience, you don't drop into that many Stalkers, Skylars. If he drops into these 10 Stalkers, he's going to start... Actually, is that a Medivac on the gold base? No, okay, that's just a Marine. I was worried for a second. He might try to drop into this many... No! Bunny.
That's a lot of losses if he ends up going that way.
Yeah. The thing is, usually you scan before that. Like, you scan, you see that if there is no Stalkers in the natural, you can drop and you're going to be okay. But if he doesn't scan, if he goes in there and starts losing Medivacs, he's going to be in trouble. And I mean, 60 supply difference, I don't think it should matter anyway.
Ooh. Okay.
Bunny.
Not going to go just yet.
You better... Oh, there we go.
Okay, right. Figures it out.
Not going to fall for it.
Yeah. There's no way he should be really going there. He doesn't want to be on tilt going up against Haas. There is that huge force down to the bottom left-hand side as well here. He has been able to spot this with an observer. And there is also the Ghost Academy on the way to eventually try and deal with all these kind of little shenanigans that are going on. We'll drop the scan, clean up one of those Dark Templar 3rd base. But Ghosts are just going to rip this army apart, surely, Todd.
Yeah. I mean, no, not just the Ghost. Like, he has so much army. This is so weird. Why does Haas go for a weapon? Nobody in the world here would go for a weapon. Maybe he has first upgrade, but he has second. I guess he has a lot of Immortals, but... Ooh, Bunny, be careful.
Yeah,
if the Stalker, he's trying to bait for a drop, like, by the way, right now. Like, this move out, he wants this drop to happen.
Yeah,
oh, no, Bunny!
This is going to be in a bit of a bad spot. He goes back. There's no way he's going to commit to that too far forward. That being said, this drop on the bottom here actually snuck by us a little bit there.
Yeah.
And he's still at 44 workers against 54 workers.
No Templars on the way. No Storm, no Colossus. There is Ghost being made. Bunny, there is no way he's going to lose this. I'm sorry to kill the hype here, but there is just no way. He has Widow Mines as well against this many charge lots, which are going to be great. He has so much army, he's just split this perfectly.
It's a very powerful army that Bunny has. He's been playing this out well. He's not fallen for anything here. Any of the shenanigans that have been going on. A lot of Zealots are going to actually die. Not too many Zealots, like 3 or so. 2 of those Widow Mines as the charge will dissipate and keep on going. But there's a few High Templars now warping in. 6, but they're just going to morph into Archons. And once the EMPs get on top of this army, Hardened Shield as well as Archons are going to evaporate under it.
Oh my god. He's in a situation where every single possibility is a bad one. Expanding is a bad possibility. Attacking is a bad possibility. He's gonna pick, I guess, the one that he thinks is the least bad out of the bad possibilities and go for the attack. But I mean, Bunny is ready. Bunny has so much army supply. Yeah, about 25 more actually. I thought he had more than that, but that's it. He can even pull the boys at this point. The Ghost, oh my god, I see the massive EMPs happening here. And he may very well be out of this tournament here after this next fight up against a Bunny that will make 3 Team Liquid players out of 4 through to the round of 8, which is actually pretty massive.
Yeah, it's huge. It is huge. They are doing very, very well at the moment here at Team Liquid, and they continue to do well here with Bunny, who has solidified a position. He's playing this cautiously. He doesn't want to be overextending here against Haas. Dropping these Marauders once again. Scan goes down at the front to see whether or not Haas's army is there, but Haas's army has very little splash damage. How is he supposed to compete against this? He has 3 Archons to rival it. He's trying to crank out Storm now with the Crota boost into it, but he even saw that with the Crota boost into it. So he's probably thinking, I'm flying right now.
The thing is, like I said, he has no good options here. Going into a Robo Bay will take too long at Colossus, so he says, well, you have Ghosts, I'm going to do what you don't expect and go for some High Templars and Storm.
Yep, this entire army is just going to melt if he is not careful. Extra base is going down for Bunny up to the top left, playing this out as cautiously as he can.
It's actually only 10 army supply difference. I can't believe he's managed to get this much. Quite a few walkers behind, but Archons and Zealots.
This is the perfect time to hit. Storm is not done just yet. It's quite a way off as well, about 30 seconds off.
That's a lot.
And if Bunny presses the issue here, then Haas is going to fall. There's not a whole lot he has available to him.
Oh, the War Prism with the High Templars. This is a great move. But Bunny...
He doesn't have Storm. He does not have Storm, but Ghosts are going to hit the entirety of the army here with the EMPs, and they tried to do what they could there. But Psionic Storm is going to finish as this ends. GG. Bunny takes the series 2-0 and will be the final member of the round of 8.
Haas did the job here that he thought could be the best thing with some more cheeses, but in the end, Bunny solid enough. That was some pretty good hold, to be honest. Like both of these games, you know, a good scouting effort. Bunny, right before the game, told me I'm gonna try to play as safe as possible, which against Haas somehow always ends up, you know, backfiring a little bit. He was ready for pretty much everything that's gonna be thrown at him, and through good scouting, won with some great holes. I'm proud of him.
Impressive stuff by Bunny there. Moving on to the round of 8. Not of me, I know. Haas has made a fan out of me for life. But now let's head over to the stage with Smix, and our winner is Liquid Bunny.
Thank you very much, Caleres. Congratulations, Bunny, on being our final quarterfinalist of WCS Season 1. Bunny, that was a crazy series, ridiculous series. We all knew that Haas was an aggressive player, but I don't think any of us expected him to be this aggressive.
No, I don't think this guy knows what a transition is, man. I was so surprised in the first game that he didn't try to expand. He just kept making Void Rays. Yeah, definitely an interesting player.
Well, like you said, there's really no one else like him in this tournament. How difficult was it to play against his particular playstyle?
I just prepared, like I knew he was gonna play all in at all the games. So I was a bit confused to what he was doing in the second game. I was trying to look around the Reaper, but didn't really find anything. But his build ended up being very weird. But I think overall the game plan was just to defend, and that's what I did. So. Yeah.
Well, you stated in interviews before that doing well at WCS, being able to win a WCS is a dream, a personal dream of yours. You're one step closer by making it into the round of 8. But there you may face either your teammate Snoots or one of 2 Koreans, Hydra or 4GG. These are all really tough guys.
Yeah, they really are. I think 4GG or would be fine for me. I just don't want to play against Snoot or Hydra. My CVT wasn't feeling so good today. I was feeling a bit bad in the booth for the first series, but I think I managed to recover in the second series. So I'd like to avoid Zerg as much as possible, but I'll just do my best, I think.
All right, well, Bunny, so many of these fans have been here the whole day. It's been a super long day. Do you have any words for them in the audience?
Yeah, thank you for coming. It's really motivating to see a crowd that's so into all the games, and it really helps me be motivated to do my best when I play. So thanks for all of you who came to see the games. You've been an awesome crowd this day.
All right, well, congratulations again, Bunny, and best of luck tomorrow in the quarterfinals. After a long day of games, we had 12 best of 3s. We finally have our top 8 players in WCS Season 1. Before we wrap up the show, let's hear some closing thoughts from our experts at the desk.
Thank you very much, Smix. We have our 8 players going to the bracket stage to fight for their chance to be a WCS champion. Rotterdam, Nathanius, and Fenner, it was a long day, but an exciting day, and we finally got those 8. Only one Protoss player made it through. Sorry, Roddy.
I'm sad I didn't make it through. That guy is hilarious. He needs a throne of cheese to sit on. It's crazy. It's crazy.
I think Bunny described it best on stage.
When he does not know what a transition is. I love that interview. That is one of my favorite interviews, actually, for the longest time. He's like, I don't think this guy knows what a transition is. And, well, he does, but it's just on one base. Like, he makes a lot of transitions on one base.
Just tech switching around from one to the other, just with limited resources. He is definitely a very unique character that we saw him coming out here for the WCS. But let's take a closer look at the bracket just to confirm Group D for you guys at home. As we did see Has now just been dropped out from that stage. Bunny sneaking his way through in second place, but it was Kane, the Canadian, taking first place in Group D, which leaves us with our 8 players now. 4GG, TLO, Snoot, Showtime, Hydra and Pult, Kane and Bunny. A top tier 8?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think a lot of names that we expected all along, but also a couple of surprises here and there, and definitely a few people that I think are very excited to cheer for, that people would love to see. You know, the only North American representative is still alive. I mean, unless you count Paul too, who's basically a little bit American, you know, the amount of time he's been there. But I think that's really awesome. And then we got the European powerhouses, you know, looking at the start of the season, everybody is like, Bunny, Snoot, well, they are here. And that's often a lot easier, you know, said than done. Everybody's like, this is really good for those top European dogs. But it's really impressive. They live up to the hype and do deliver immediately in the first season where people expect them to go this far.
And hopefully they can continue to go far in this tournament, Kevin. But thank you very much, guys, for a lot of your work here today. We've had a lot of fun on this desk, and I'm sure there'll be a lot more to come tomorrow. But don't go anywhere at home. We have not finished yet, as the round of 8 bracket draw is going to be live, and it will be right after this break.